Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay! Welcome to FML Beyond the Lawn.
This Walsh.
What's up, Walsh?
Felt better. I've been doing better. How about you?
This close from a flappy 11-pointer, huh?
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Come see, come saw. Come up my ass.
I almost got a Semenyo point. That would have been cool, too.
Yeah, that was nearly. Yeah, flap. It's just... I think this is either this is like the third Monday game, I think, in the last month or so, where I've had only been able to watch first half, had two defenders, and it was 0-0 going into half, and no times have I emerged with any clean sheet. This just happened to me a couple weeks ago.
Last week it was West Ham again with Flappy.
Okay. And who did they play?
Game week 14, it was Bournemouth, Spurs, but also... game week 14 was a midweek.
Yeah, Wolves. Oh, no, I didn't have any Wolves. I just
have Wolves.
I just had him.
But no, it has happened. And I also know as host of the show that there's been all these Monday games because now the new way they do bones and fucking assists and all this shit, we haven't been able to update our teams or the Mug League ranks in 4 pods. Every time I go on, it's like, oh, Matto removed assists. Oh, Palmer has a bone now. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
That's a whole other mini game that they created this year.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus point tracking. It's like, oh my God.
Palm was saying in our Discord that it's basically just, this is how Opta has always done it, which is another layer on top of the FPL shitstorm, which means every other season we've played, Opta also does all these corrections, but FPL is just like, it doesn't matter. Fuck it. Fuck your corrections. We're not changing anything. We've already locked it.
How?
They're both bad.
How does it take so long?
I have no idea.
Game is 90 minutes, so really it's 75 minutes of action. How does it take so long?
Actually, I have an answer.
Yeah, tell me. Please tell me.
The reason it takes so long is this is the only game that either of us have ever played that has
That's a funny answer. I got
No. Every minute little thing goes into this bonus point bullshit.
Dog,
whereas every other fantasy game we play, it's only touchdowns, yards.
Alon, in baseball,
hits.
They track each pitch to the mile per hour of a curvature, and they have updating.
I know, but
every
that doesn't
second.
affect your fantasy team.
But if you're determining if it's a fucking recovered ball or a ball out of bounds or a fucking pass, you just rewatch the game once with a couple people tracking a few things, just fucking do it. This should not take more than 5 hours after the kickoff ends.
That's what it seems like.
Days. It takes actual days. It's absurd.
Days.
It's absolutely insane.
The fact that Palmer got a bonus point at 8 p.m. tonight. After they played,
I don't give a fuck.
Sunday morning. It's just
I don't fucking
what
care.
Is this game? What is this?
I don't fucking care.
Absolute stupid.
And then every few days, a new detail emerges about this manager mystery chip that I just can't even fucking grasp.
Yeah.
It's I thought it was bad, and then it gets worse, and then it gets worse. I'm when is it just gonna?
Yeah, you thought it was bad,
stop?
And then you realize that it goes
stop.
into the maximum player per team. It factors into that. So you can't have 3 Arsenal players and pick Arteta because Arteta is the fucking manager of Arsenal. It's fucking crazy, dude.
I'm going to get Rushworth so hard.
Oh my God. Going for... No, but you would never pick Hurtsler.
No, I would never pick Hurtsler.
Actually, dude, someone was asking this as a joke, but I actually still don't know the answer if manager yellow cards and red cards matter or not.
They don't know. You think they know?
They
didn't think about it. You think they thought this through and thought about everything? There's no chance. They have no fucking idea. Hadn't considered it.
Only good thing about system manager chip is it won't take 72 hours after the game to determine how many points your manager got.
We also don't.
Goals,
we also
cleans,
don't know that.
Wins or draws. They don't change that.
We don't know. You
Maybe an own, like they could change an own goal, which minuses one from your assistant manager.
Dude, you suspend belief here. They can do anything. They're magic. They can do absolutely anything.
Yeah.
So what do we got? My fucking dumb 10-man team. I mean, this Fofana Badiashile thing.
You have a vortex happening with your Chelsea defender.
Do I ever? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. The team's bad.
Greaves is really almost more the annoyance here because his only job was to not get dropped. You're their best player. You're their record signing. You're 4-0. Listen, Ipswich are never going to keep it clean. That's fine. Greaves should be farming 1-pointers for your team, and yet he's just dropped forever, not even on the bench ever because McKenna. And
he has 12 points this season.
Greaves?
Yeah.
Should be 14.
12. It's not a lot of points.
I thought he had a goal.
January.
Didn't he have a goal?
He's hit the bar a couple times.
He has almost goals. But he's played very few games.
I'm very unconcerned about Greaves. I mean, he's the $4 million I never gave a shit about. I just can't stomach that I'm hitting multiple injuries to the same fucking center back spot on my team that I'm replacing with center backs within like 3 weeks. I'm just down. It's fucking insane. And yeah, I mean, Anderson, I was hoping he'd be back for the Southampton game, but it looks like that might not happen. So my defense is in trouble. And Eze, Eze is just...
We got to talk Eze big time on the meat section of the pod because we're both sitting here with Eze. We both watched that game and we were both feeling
I've watched every game. I've watched every game since I got him, and he's looked bad in every single one of them. Yeah. And it just feels like a horrendous, emotionally driven mistake. So I'm just in mid-season form. That's where we're at for over here for me. I'm in mid-season form. It's plummeting, That's
plummeting and not plummeting. I also got a red on 42. Walsh was on 41. We both capped Holland. Also wasn't mentioned, but didn't matter really. I mean, Mo got 5 points. Palmer got 3 points. Holland got 2. Whatever. It was
bad though.
I mean, capping Holland was a really dumb decision, but we got away with it. Is what I mean. Yeah,
we got away with it. But holy shit, was that stupid? Oh my god, what?
Basically, all of my points were the Everton Arsenal 0-0. I mean, I got 8 from Pickford, 9 from Gabriel, and 6 from Timber.
Basically, that's a actual factual. You didn't get a single return.
$1 million points. That's
if that game ended 1-1, you're on 25 over there.
Yeah, I'm Nate level. If the game ended 1-1. I mean, so I got a Saka clean point also. So it really was 24 of my 42 points. More than half my points was that game. And like you mentioned, no actual 0 other returns. So looking good. Looking good. Pod boys are looking good.
The Poro thing fucking sent me off, man.
The fact that he got a clean?
Really sent me. Big time. Big time.
Like the exact opposite what's happened with your Chelsea center backs is what happened with Poro owners there.
Yep. Failing upwards or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever it's called.
It's just these guys.
Yeah, many little things happened.
Very aggravating
and stupid.
Yeah. I was feeling
Cunha, no red card. How about that one? Punches a stranger in the face and rips his glasses off. Nori gets a fucking second yellow in the exact same period when Cunha's doing that. No red. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good to me.
That's permitted.
Even the fucking Muniz goal standing. And not being a Jomez own goal.
Actually insane. It was
completely bonkers, most obvious own goal.
It was strictly an own goal. It was just an own goal.
Deflects the ball,
2 ways like to analyze
parallel with the goal line, 0% chance of going in. Yeah. And then it goes off Jomez and in the net.
Yeah, and then Bumo just not registering playing until the last 4 minutes where he just like bangs in 10. It's like, oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, Bumo sells a big mistake, and
it's not going well.
Hurts a lot.
Not going well
because
it's not going well, buddy.
Unsellable, undroppable, yada yada yada. Does the thing, and he's just killing us, absolutely killing us. So aforementioned, don't have league updates, don't even know our own fucking ranks. We'll do the mugs.
It's bad. I can tell you the rank's bad.
The ranks are bad.
The rank's bad.
I'll tell you the ranks are bad. The mugs, there's a million game weeks at least in this month, so it's not too important. But next game week we'll be able to do it. I think we're probably potting on Sunday, right? Like right after Spurs Liverpool, I assume. Because then the next game week is Boxing Day, Thursday.
Can we just get through this pod?
Oh my God.
Before we start talking about the next pods.
I'm just updating the fans. Oh shit, Christ. Walsh is up my ass already.
Jesus fucking Christ. We still have Holland like absolute Munsons.
I mean, this was maybe the one that'll just put me over. Well, no, but
how stupid are we? We're so stupid and bad at this game.
We kind of knew what we were doing, though. Like, we were holding him despite the obvious better picks elsewhere, yada, yada. But then, like, this game, that match kind of put me over the edge of just like, I think that Man United and Amorim are like, people are forgetting what happened the rest of the match because they ended up winning this like comedy game. But they were fucking awful. Beyond bad.
Man United.
Yeah. So like for City to not be able to take advantage and create literally one chance, because they did not create one chance, is a big cause for concern. I mean, there was a time earlier when Haaland's numbers were still absolutely insane and everyone sold him, and we were sitting here being like, he could hat-trick in literally any of these games, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter.
Can't do that anymore.
Can't do that anymore. Listen, Kev comes back. We're like, okay, they're going to get going. Mm-hmm. You know, he scores versus Palace, returns.
He just floats around on half spaces and puts crosses in. It's like Haaland can't head goals, and he's a fucking idiot.
It's somehow like more dysfunctional with Kevin because no one knows what the fuck to do except get the ball to Kevin, and then Kevin just puts in a bad cross from a bad position, and Haaland's like not pressing. It's just like such a fucking nightmare. Yep. So everything that we said, you know, like 4 weeks ago or whatever, is just no longer true at all.
Yeah.
The shots are down, the XG is down, the team is down and worse, and
they can't create any chances in open play. I mean, they just can't create any chances in open play.
And they did not deserve a single goal in that game. I mean, it was a deflected, floaty cross that lands on Gvard's head. It was a joke. I mean, Diaz had the one free header, but he's fucking Diaz. I mean, horrible.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it might be time. Might be time to get rid. Yeah.
I'm not going to get rid.
I might.
I'm not. Fuck it.
You don't have somewhere like clear to go, whereas for me, I can just like get Mo and just forget about him.
I could get any number of other strikers who are better than him.
But there's no premium donger that you just feel absolutely incredible about. Maybe like Isak or something, but like it's not on the, you know, I don't know.
Isak.
We'll get there, man. We'll get there.
Fucked. My head is fucked.
Well, I want to make 11 transfers, but they won't let me until like game week 20 or some shit. I don't know when it's allowed, but maybe I'll just do it then. I don't know.
You can. It just costs you points.
Yeah, you just have to pay the piper. And
maybe I'll just pay the price.
I don't know. I haven't taken a hit all year. Where's that gotten me? 1.5 million with with like barely. I feel like I don't even have good picks. That's the weird thing. It's like, how did we end up with our teams? It's really
is that a rhetorical or an actual question?
Whatever you want it to be. I don't care.
Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good.
Let's answer some questions.
All right.
This one is just X50 and Catfink looking to replace 8 Nori. That was one good thing that happened this week. A little 8 Nori, negative points. How would you rank the cheap defender picks? Hall, Robinson, Munoz, Jomez all look like they could be picked. Yeah. Let me pull one thing I don't have up are the fixtures, but Hall, dude, mega. Speaking of all one of our points, is Hall was like all of your points and looks great. And
yeah, I mean, we've been talking
pieces-
about him for a while. Just back to the old heuristic where you have a defender taking corners, even though they're half. Like, that's literally the only thing you need to know about a fullback for them to be an FPL pick. I mean, they're generally,
unless you're Leif Davis.
Well,
he's a specialty case.
He's a separate podcast. I mean, we've kind of like, we were hot to trot for him at the beginning of the season, and as things have progressed, it's not the case.
I love him. If he wasn't on a bottom
any
three
other
team, he'd be in my team. But like,
with
Wolves,
players that could
Ipswich,
finish.
Leicester, Southampton, you can't possibly get a defender. Like a defender would have to get like 20 plus returns for them to be picks, and they're not doing that.
Yeah. But yeah, with Hall, I mean, his open play, he underlaps. He's a great engine.
Yeah.
Newcastle are obviously very dysfunctional in general. I mean, he's up to 4.6 now. What did I got him? He was 4.3 for a while.
4.3.
I think I got him at 4.4. I think I missed the 4.3. But yeah, it was kind of aggravating. Like he blanked 4 in a row, I think, until this week.
Yeah.
Since I got him, in like a couple decentish fixtures, but yeah, they're going to clean 1 and 4. You know, that's probably Newcastle's pace. Their defense is fucking terrible. Well, now they have Dubravka, so maybe a little bit better rate than before.
And
when they had Pope.
Botman's supposed to be back.
Sometime in January.
Played for the under 21s today, so he's like able to start a professional game.
Yeah, that'll be a big deal. That'll be a big deal.
Getting burnout is a fucking massive,
it's always good. Always good. But yeah, Hall's great. He's 4.6. He's great. Yeah, I like the run. I mean, Fulham, they're about to go on a really nice run starting now. Unfortunately for them, they're going to get the Soton caretaker new manager bounce.
The bounce.
Yeah, it's annoying too because I think we have also not played Southampton yet. We didn't. Yeah, we're the other team that didn't play them yet, so we didn't get to have a free game with Martin.
Right?
No, I don't think so. They're one of the teams we haven't played yet.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah. So that's fun. But,
you played them in game week 19 last week before it rolls over. Yeah.
Last possible. But Anthony, I mean, he gets in there. He gets up there on the left flank and he puts some crosses in and he's good. He's expensive. But I mean, these guys are, and Munoz, you know, he's banned for the midweek game. He should be fine for Arsenal, but it's a bad time to buy him against Arsenal. But he also had a goal chalked offsides for like a very, very narrow, very, very close call. Now that Sarr's starting to look like he's not a fucking moron and he understands where he's supposed to play, it just took him, 3 months. I guess that's how long it takes him to pick up a system. Yeah. Munoz is doing a lot more attacking than he was last year. Like he's getting up a lot more, and so that looks a lot better too. So Munoz is definitely up there too in the 4.5 to 5 million defenders for me. Probably those 3.
Yeah, all look really good. I agree with all
where
those.
Are you on Jomez?
Well, we're getting closer to probably Konate coming back, and then clearly on the other hand, our defense just hasn't been nearly as good as it was before. Yeah, it's just like we're conceding chances. There's no backups to any position. Bradley's still hard, Tsimikas still hard, so Rabo's playing every game.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa's being played out of position, in position, wrong side, right side. It's all fucked up. Trent couldn't sprint past 60 minutes. It was just bad. So doesn't seem like a good time to buy, considering we're now even closer to when you're going to have to sell and he's not a pick.
Yeah.
But I did want to, I've been saying it all fucking years, just NFO, dude. I mean, I know they're, conceded against Villa, but they got past some of the bad fixtures that we were scared of. They still have Spurs, they still have Liverpool, but like, I think they're better than all of the aforementioned teams, except for Liverpool and Arsenal, but they don't have cheap defenders. So just in terms of like defensive quality, I think they'll keep more cleans and be better. But I like Hall the most of the other guys because, like you said, just like the corners, the free assists. I mean, corners for a defender, it's obviously not as good, but it's almost like pens for an attacker. It's like they'll just randomly get free points. Like they'll just pop up with an extra 3 points every once in a while. Yeah,
and I mean, in NFO's case, if you have Milenkovic, he scores every game. So
he's the best player in the world. Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Someone was tweeting like we need a nickname for him at this point because a lot of people got him, I guess. Yeah,
that's what he looks like. He's peak ethnic cleansing look vibes from him.
Whatever happened to Milinkovic Savic? Is he just
from Lazio? That one, the ledge.
Is he?
I think he's in Saudi. Yeah, he went to Saudi a couple years ago. I loved him.
Yeah, because whenever I hear, read, or think Milinkovic, I just think Milinkovic Savic. So that's like kind of my internal nickname for him.
Yeah,
even though it makes literally no sense.
Yeah, 4-6. He's still there. He's still good. He's good.
He just gets his head to the ball all the time.
He does.
He's
that
like
frequently.
Simpsons meme, just like jumping through the window with head first kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And on a good defense, yeah. And Ana is like, well, he's expensive now, right? Ana's 4-9.
4-9, yeah. I don't think that's reasonable.
Probably not worth it. But when they were cleaning more, he was just getting like bones out the ass. He has 10 bones on 5 cleans. And only 1 attack return in that. So, there might be something there. But we also got cheap mids questions. We also got cheap forwards.
We have to talk about Enzo.
Yeah, start with the mid. So, yeah. What about Enzo? What do you want to talk about with him?
He's a pick.
Yeah, he keeps playing in this role, right?
Yeah, he's just a pick. I mean, he's basically playing auxiliary forward.
His assist was...
Yeah, he's nice. He's got that in him, but...
Yeah.
I mean, he's another one where... He said just... I mean, we were just wrong. I think we were just wrong. Like, we were just misdiagnosing him. I don't think it should have taken...
saying I'm going to fucking get him in.
Yeah, but I think that we were both pretty... That was, I think, more of just like, there's no one else and I have no money.
Yeah.
But we were... I think it shouldn't have taken us 5 game weeks. I mean, the stats on the underlyings are a little bit difficult to interpret because there are so many times where he's just there in the box and just doesn't get the ball. Like, he's in there supporting the attack next to NDOT. Yeah. And he's been doing it for a couple of weeks. Like, he runs a lot, and I think I just have had so many previous, like, I don't like him. So I've been pretending he hasn't been there or not existing, but he's just the pick. I mean, he's fucking 5 million. I mean, this is very like Almiron vibes to me, where it's it's gonna fall apart. Like, he's not gonna. Yeah, it's Gundo. He's not gonna play this role until game week 38 and be incredible and getting a return. I mean, he's returned every game for 6 in a row. Like, he's going crazy right now. But the role is really positive for points, and he's getting in good positions. And they have. I mean, they don't have a hard fixture until March. So, as long as he's still doing this and nothing in that regard changes, which it seems like it won't. Yeah. He's just a great pick.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the underlyings versus the eye test. This is like one of the things I think you can't get from underlyings as far as I know. But yeah, he lives in the box when they're going forward, when they're countering, when they're crossing. And against Brentford, none of them really fell to him. None of the good chances fell to him. So his stats look really bad. But even one of the shots that did, I think he was like 10 yards out. So, not that bad. But the XG isn't there and the chances greater aren't there. But it's sort of like what I've always said about center backs. It's like the XG is deceptive because that one far post header they get might be a 0.7 and then it fucking skews everything. It's like a Gabriel-ism. But it's sort of the same with Enzo. It's like that one pullback, if that's Neto, not Madueke, he's getting a massive chance in the middle of the box and probably scoring it. So, yeah. I should have made the move I thought about. But, it was only 5 points, so it wasn't that bad or anything. But, yeah, Enzo's good. Enzo's a pick. Yeah.
I think it's a really good pick.
X50 and Mike said, are we sure Ahmad isn't a pick? Do you prefer him or Enzo as an 8th guy? So a lot of Ahmad hype after that game.
Now that I am very sure of that he is not a pick. Well, until he plays a different position, I'm not.
Well, that's what he did.
I mean, it's a one-off at City. Like, he's gonna be.
That was gonna be my answer too. It's basically like. Him playing wing is almost more of a red flag than a green flag because I'm like, Amarim's still just trying everything. I mean, he's not nailed. We don't know what position he's going to play in. He's going to play left wing back, right wing, or not start any game. But if he starts again at wing and looks good, I mean, he looks good all the time. But if he looks good at wing and they're home, Bournemouth, and he gets another return,
I still don't trust it.
I'm in. I'm in at that
Really?
point. I mean, because he clearly trusts him if that were the case. But I don't expect that to be the case. Like you just said, I think that he'll just either play wing back or be on the bench, and we'll just be like, oh, he's not a pick again.
I mean, the amount that he's rotating the squad is unbelievable. Like he's changing 4 positions of the front
every week.
Every week. You know, I mean, other than Bruno, he's changing everybody else in every type of possible combination.
Even Bruno's like number 10, wing,
6,
mid.
8. Yeah, it's crazy. But with Ama, I also, I mean, he's very active and busy, but I still just don't believe that he's in there. I don't believe that he's their best option at that position.
Me neither.
For however bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and good, however good he is in the locker room, like I don't fucking care about all that shit. I think that the dust is going to settle soon. And don't forget, dude, this is also just a broadly dysfunctional team. He also had 0 points it was like the 85th minute. And if Mateus Nunes doesn't fly in like an absolute mad lad, psychotic fuck and destroy his body for no reason whatsoever, I mean, you're looking at him. He's like, oh yeah, you got 2 points because it's fucking Ahmad and they suck. I mean, this team sucks.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I'm not there with them.
What I said at the beginning still holds true. I mean, they were beyond bad.
They're terrible.
I mean, they had City and United combined had 1 chance in open play, and it was a Bruno that he completely fucked. And other than that, yeah, like you said, I mean, it was Nunes raging bull destroying Amon for fun, and then like the goal was a joke. I mean, obviously it looks sick in like slow mo and he's like tipping it over, but like, what the fuck is Ederson doing? I mean, that was just a humongous mistake that gifted him a free goal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely prefer Enzo, but I think Ahmad has upgraded from like literally no chance he's a pick to I'll keep an eye out. If he starts at wing again, and looks good, maybe there's something there.
Here's a would you rather, and Ahmad or Morgan Rogers?
Not even close, Rogers.
Well, I think that's close.
I don't think that's close. I mean, Rogers looked good again. I feel like he's actually gotten over his hump of just like looking tired, slow, bad. That was happening earlier, and he has really good.
He has no output.
He's looked really good lately, and I mean,
he just has no output.
That team is fucked up, and we saw the good and the bad of Duran. I think recently, where he's had to actually start his first 2 games of his life, and yeah, he gets goals, but he does literally nothing else ever. He adds nothing to the team. He's a complete zero in possession or build up or passing or anything.
He's like Haaland.
Yeah, he's like fucking Haaland, except he scores goals. He's like Haaland with goals. Fucking Haaland trash. But you see how good Ollie is, because like Ollie does the job of like 2.5 attackers for that team. And when it's Duran, it's like, wow, we're playing with 0 attackers, basically. And but that's a different thing. Some other cheap mid questions. Platty said, is it a Wobie time now? Parmo said Sar versus Eze for Semenyo replacement. Romero also saying, when are you both considering moving from Eze to Sar? Maybe it's time to just talk about Eze, but Iwobi, no, still no. Sorry, it's just not a pick at all. But Eze, Sar, I mean, is this our Eze talk time? I mean, it has to be.
He's a bad pick.
We both made a huge mistake.
Huge mistake.
He's got to leave the team.
He's a bad pick. Yeah,
he has Southampton in 19, and it is emphatically not worth holding for that one good fixture.
No, it's not.
Maybe in 21, when they play teams that they can actually dominate the ball against, talk to me then. But right now, nightmare.
He's just so off it. Like, he looks like a shell of what he used to be like. I don't know what is going on with him. He just looks terrible.
He's probably just not fully fit. I mean, he went from playing literally 90 every game, and like, I know he was missing big chances in those games, but at least he was fucking getting big chances.
Yeah, now he's getting subbed on an hour and
now
like, being
he gets
protected
no big chances. Yeah, he's not even like accelerating.
He doesn't join in an attack. I mean, he just doesn't. He's like Semenyo, basically.
He can't play on the break in his current like physical status. And when Palace are playing these teams, that's all they do. So that no wonder Saar is getting points, and Mateta loves to run counter and has just nowhere to be found. So
that was I mean, when I got him, I was just like, okay, he's back and he's going to be fine and like blah, blah, blah. Like I was like Ipswich game, Brighton, like, okay, I can see a world where I just keep him, Pens, but it's not happening. Not a good pick.
It's a really reminder of not being the first one on someone in FPL. Yeah. There's no reason to. Wait till he has a good game. You'll miss is fucking 8 points. Who cares? Just wait till he has a good game and looks good one time. Because if we did that, neither of us would be anywhere near him.
Yeah. So
we just got him based off like past,
literally
points.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And Pens.
So that's a disaster.
Sorry, you've been shouting him for, kind of a while now.
Like, a little while now.
Because since he basically picked up his form, put up some underlyings. I mean, Sar or Ahmad.
Well, I think Sar, not even close. I mean, he's nailed, and you know exactly what he's doing. I mean, there's literally no competition. Yeah, there's no competition for his spot.
Yep.
Him and I just, he's such a fucking weirdo, man. Like evaluating him is really difficult.
Yeah, well, he has like one of the most interesting careers ever. I feel like, like he's this hot prospect in Liga. He comes over to the Premier League. He's fucking really good for his
like 3 months.
Twatty. They go down. Most rumors of any player ever. Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, everyone's going to buy Sar. No one buys him.
Goes to OM.
He just fucking flamps, comes back to the Prem, goes flamp again. And then,
he went to Marseille, didn't he?
After the second flamp, he went to Marseille. And then now Palace just buy him for, peanuts, and he's maybe something. But and Palace and Man United are like that. There's not even a difference between these teams. I mean, I think Palace are probably a little bit better. So, like comparing the two players, like you said, I mean, Ahmad not nailed. If he starts, not nailed in the front three, it's not close. So, just another one to the list. But I mean,
Sar's good. He's a good pick.
Fine pick. Very fine pick.
Yeah. I think that this is probably about the rate you can expect him to return, kind of like a 1 in 3 type guy.
Yeah.
I think he has room for maybe a little bit better than that. It depends on kind of maybe how Mateta's been really problematic.
He got ripped off.
I think he's been really keeping a clamp down on our goal scoring potential, because he's just having a really bad season, full stop. But if he improves a little bit, I could see Sar maybe doing a little bit better. We'll see.
I wonder if anyone who plays in the fucking soccer Olympics ever plays well in their fucking league season. Literally, ever. And we hear about it all the time. It's like 19-year-olds fucking losing an entire season because they played, all their games or whatever. Like Mateta played 90 every game over the summer. Yeah, it's just
he played every 2 days for France to win some fucking garbage that no one even knows. I guess
it's sick to have a gold medal, but like Jesus, he's a lost man right now.
Yeah,
and then they bring on Nketiah, and he's the only one in the team that misses more big chances than Eze.
Yeah, it's not good, over there. So Eze's bad, Sar's fine. I mean, I think that Sar's the only reason I could see you getting Sar though is that you're like doing a double move and you like literally have like 5-7. Like,
exactly 5-7. Yeah.
I still probably would rather have Enzo than Sar right now, just looking at the fixtures.
With the fixtures?
Yeah. I mean, just for the next 5, and then maybe, I just feel like he's better.
And then, did you get a chance to watch the game today? Or you said you saw the first half?
I watched the first half, yeah.
Yeah, because Christian's question was, do I keep Semenyo, or who would you replace him with? And who would you replace him with if I have to start this player every week? You said so.
I mean, how are
It
people
was-
still considering keeping him? I don't get it.
Well, today was kind of a classic before he got bad Semenyo game. That's the one thing that you can say about him is that he had 5 shots, he racked up the XG, hit the post, he easily could have like double returned. So it was kind of like oh yeah, this is why I bought him kind of game. But am I gonna try and talk someone out of getting rid? No. And the fixtures are really mixed. I mean, like at Man United, it's okay. Home Palace is okay. At Fulham,
That's bad.
Kind of bad. Home Everton's
Home
kind of
Palace is a
good.
bad fixture for attack.
Yeah,
dude, our defense is legit.
I know it's been good. It's been good.
Legit.
Yeah, it's been
LaCroix,
good. He's really good. He's
fucking
really
amazing.
Good.
We
And
really
Chalobah, as many defensive errors as he makes them up on the other side. So
he scores every game.
He's net even or positive maybe. Yeah, it's. I just still don't feel that. We were just speaking well of Sarr, speaking well of Enzo. Ahmad might be a pick, and I don't feel very strongly that any of these guys are going to be much better than Semenyo and outscore Semenyo and just be great. So I don't know. A lot of my worst transfers of the season are me just being like, I'm just going to fucking get rid of this guy because he sucks and is annoying. And I get no reward. I end up with just other guys who suck and are more annoying and one less free transfer.
Yeah, that's the story of the season.
So I
mean, I bought Saka for 3 blanks in a row. Like, is this
talk about who sucks and annoying?
Who fucking sucks like him? Like, I'm like just sitting here with my dick in my hand, getting no points from anyone. I don't even know what's happening. Yeah. So
unless it's part of kind of like what you said with just Sarr right there. Like, unless it's part of a double move to get rid of Semenyo and really emphatically upgrade the position, whether it's a Gordon or you don't have like fucking Palmer or something, or even Bruno because pens are good, some shit like that. If it's not that, I'm probably just going to hold, because I also have no money in the bank. I can't really go up without making it a double move. But maybe I'll just do Haaland and Semenyo out for Mo. Why not?
That works.
Literally easiest, freest move of the year, and just not doing it out of stubbornness. So
yeah, that's the game you're playing this year. Yeah, Bruno
you have
just
Haaland
popping
too.
Up with Bruno just popping up with 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Haul.
Pen. Pens are good. And then the cheap forward section. So Psychov said, I still own Danny Welbeck. Question is not if, but whom do I transfer him to? Parmo, is Jao Pedro just a shiny looking trap that was overhyped? And Big Daddy, who's the best sub 6 million Cunha replacement? GM has the best fixtures, not sure about minutes and form.
A lot of questions there.
Yeah, are any of the cheap forwards sticking out to you right now? I mean, I got my eye on Wood, but he does not qualify as the sub 6.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, I think that's a very obvious Cunha transfer after this game week. If anyone has Cunha and doesn't have Wood, I think that's a pretty clear one. In terms of cheap guys, I mean, I think Jim's really not on the menu at all, even though they have good fixtures coming. Like, he's okay. He could just not start literally any game and just...
Any game.
He could just switch to Muniz and give Muniz a run of games tomorrow. Like, I would
that's almost the more important part, because like a lot of guys can be rotated in the league, but he could rotate it and Muniz could brace, and he could just give Muniz the next 5 and Jim just coming off the bench and all those, and then you have an unplayable pick. So that's a problem. Who are the good cheap forwards? It's fucking the FPL is this fucked game. 6 weeks ago, it's like I can name 8 cheap forwards and they're all good picks.
Now there's none.
Now there's
0.
You can't get Strand.
There's 0.5.
Delap is suspended. Why?
I do still really. He got his 5th yellow card. Yeah, I still really do like Delap, but the issue is just they have Arsenal and they have Chelsea. At Fulham's terrible. Home Brighton's good, and then Home City's good, but then it's at Liverpool.
It's so bad.
The run is
so
just so bad. I mean, I was looking at Vardy for, since Rude got him, but he also has some, he has a couple, he has some, yeah, I mean, he has Liverpool coming up in 18, but other than that, it's like pretty okay. He's 5'6".
I think Vardy's the best of all these guys. At least he has pens. At least he's nailed.
The minutes are worrying, though. I mean, look, his last minutes, 58, 90, 59, 63, 78. Yeah. I know Rude wasn't there that whole time, but I mean, he looked really bad against Newcastle. He was just doing absolutely nothing.
He didn't play,
Yeah, he just did nothing, so...
Maybe the answer is just get out of this bracket if you can.
I think that's really where it's kind of coming around to. I think Jao Pedro's obviously very good, totally fine.
I don't agree with the trap at all, the trap shout at all there. He's totally fine and good.
He's going to bang points. And don't forget, Brighton has also won no pens this year. So if they had, Insane. 2, like every other team, then he'd be, he'd have another 10 points or whatever. So, he's fantastic. But I mean, Strand, I think is, they're going to get this new guy in, I guess, but their fixtures are turning after Leicester.
No, Strand is immediate sell after Leicester.
He's got to go. So, I think get out. I think it's Jao Pedro and get out. I don't think it's...
I think you're right. In the end, I think it's right. Neither of us rate Evan Nielsen. Wissa has the same bad fixtures as Bumo. It's tough. One guy that, I mean, again, I'm out of the price bracket, but it's worth talking about. I do think Højlund has just looked really good. And they got, that game was so fucked and weird and bad that like it's almost not even a data point for me. But they have a mostly good ass run coming up. And I do think that Højlund is like clearly his guy. He's starting all the games now. So maybe that's one position that's like a little bit settled, and
sure,
I could see him going on a run. I think he's looked really good. So there's a shout there.
Yeah. I don't mind that. It's just a little expensive because it's like you're not getting him over Wood.
Yeah.
What's the team that you're getting? You're not getting him over, and Ndot or those guys up a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit tricky, but yeah.
Yeah, between like Isak, Ndot, and Wood, you would take all of them over Højlund. But maybe someone has Wood, needs a second spot or something, and can't find the 2 million to get to those guys or something.
Jota's back.
Yeah, I know. We got a question jam and Ass Man Brian asking any thoughts or feelings on Jota being back, because
a lot of feelings.
Hello, hubba. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, he's just so good. I mean, if there's anyone that just played 400 minutes and didn't stake their claim on the job, is Darloose. So I expect the minute that Jota's fit to start, he's gonna fucking start, and he's gonna start the shit out of him. And they have a fucking insane run of fixtures starting really right now. So
right now, yeah. And sadly, no leak for this game week, because you would love, like, if you knew he was starting Spurs, like, fucking straight in, get him immediately.
Yeah, it's just tough because they play on Wednesday. It's like you're just gonna make your own story up. Like, he started, he's like, oh good, he's fit. Now he's got minutes in his legs to play at the weekend. Or it's like he starts, he's like, oh yeah, and then he's gonna rest because it's like blah, blah, blah. So it's, I think if you're
bottom line, might be just get him and fucking look the other way if he doesn't start. It's shit happens,
Yeah, I mean, you're not,
he'll play 30 minimum.
Yeah, you're not gonna get Eze's blank.
Yeah, right. Like, exactly. It's like,
shucks. Like,
fuck
damn
me.
it.
Yeah,
this is
I really fucked
tough.
up.
Yeah. But yeah, he looks like a good differential. Very, very imminently. 7-2.
Yeah. He's also the reason why I know about the assistant manager bullshit, because someone tweeted like, yeah, Jota's a pick, but you have to leave a slot for slot. And I thought they were just doing like a dumb fucking pun, and it's real. That's like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jota, seriously a pick.
What do you think about Son too? I mean, he banged big time.
Is
there something there with him?
No question.
He's still he's 9'8", he's expensive, but like, I mean, he's still just pens, and they run up. I mean, he's been playing kind of inconsistently because they've had so many Thursday games, and his minutes have been really fucked up. But no, nothing there.
I mean, I still think he's like fine, but I don't think he's great value for the price. I mean, it's actually interesting to compare him and Jota. Like, give me Jota every single time. 2 million less, and they're
It
fucking.
depends. Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, it depends, but I don't think it's worth it. Jota has open play brace potential, and I don't know if Son does anymore.
He has open play, double return potential via assist, but
via assist or via deflection or via pen.
Deflection.
But like, he's just not the same guy in this position. That Ange has him doing lots of wingery stuff and less like, two up top with Kane kind of stuff. And he looked good, and then Spurs looked good. They sacked Martin for a reason. I mean, that was not even a game. It wasn't even pretending to be a game. So I don't really take too much from that. It is interesting how many fucking goddamn points Matto has, though.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't play for a few games, and then he comes back in and gets like 10, 15, 7, and then he's missing again. And then
he's the sixth overall in points, all players.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, like, you talk about a Spurs pick, it's like, it's him more than Son. I mean, he's started 4 out of the last 5 and has 4 goals and an assist with really good underlyings. I mean, yeah, that's the guy. Not Son.
Matto?
Yeah.
I still just feel like I never know if he's going to start.
I mean, again, he started 4 out of the last 5. Only one he didn't start was fucking midweek, right?
Yeah, but then he fucking rips him off at halftime because he's doing random shit. Like, I'm just watching him.
No, I mean, Andrew's a fat fraud, but like, I feel like Matto, at least right now, is clearly part of their winning formula. Like the last guy is going to change right now is Matto to me.
Yeah,
but I guess you're at risk. You're at risk.
I mean, we were clearly saying that before when like BJ started every game, and now he's just not playing.
Yeah, he's just out.
So it's like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, I have no idea what he's doing. He's changing. It just feels way too risky to me. Like that's why his son feels like
at least
only
he plays.
Pick, and he plays. I mean, he's the captain. He's going to play every minute he can play. But just 9-8 just feels very aggressive and expensive for that. But.
I mean, it was like someone shouted this. I think we had a question about it. I don't know. Oh, it's Warren. He said, is Saka the best third Arsenal? Or do we want to just triple up their defense? Son is 0.8 cheaper. So like that would be the kind of case that would do it, right? Is like you go no Saka because you're tripling up at the back, which I think is fine, even though I think Saka is great. And then like all of a sudden you do have like 10 million burning in your pocket, right? Because you're just Saka's 10.5 or something now. So I could see that. I could see that being fine. Arsenal look back to normal defensively.
Yeah, you're just not gaining that much money doing that.
Yeah, you're not.
Because Son's 9.8. I mean, you're like saving like 0.5 or something. But yeah, you could definitely show me a team where that's the case, and you're like, yeah, fine. But I don't know. I mean suddenly
they have bad fixtures too. I mean, they have Spurs. Liverpool this week. They have away NFO. They have Newcastle in 20 with maybe Botman. They have at Arsenal in 21.
At Everton's really bad too.
Yeah, like they don't really have a run that you would want to jump on. So
yeah, that's true.
For now, it's probably a skip.
Yeah.
What about Cap this week? Who are you on?
Mo.
Is it Mo?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, it's Mo probably, right?
Yeah, it's easy, Mo.
Yeah. Jitterbug got an interesting question. He said, do our brains need to consider forwards as caps more now that bonuses change? There's maybe an inbuilt bias towards mids as the guys with the highest ceilings. I'm not saying Palmer and Mo are bad caps, but maybe Isak was more obvious than he first appeared last week, with the home Leicester. The bonus has shifted the balance of power a little bit, right?
Slightly, but I mean, you still can kind of circle back to the same point, in fact, that has remained since time immemorial in this game. Like, if you score goals, you're generally just going to get bonus points. So,
yeah, usually.
Is there more of a likelihood that you get 3 rather than maybe 1 or 2 if you get a forward goal than a mid? It's like, I guess, like whatever, but I don't think that you should. The biggest difference
is actually Mo, though. Like we're talking about like all this big forward bonus shit. The biggest difference is that Mo is getting 2 or 3 bones every single game. Well, fucking
Mo, but look at Palmer also. I mean, he just blanked and he was bad and he just got a bunch of points.
He was always good on bones. Way better on last year's bones than Mo.
Oh, but I thought you were... Okay, keep going.
No. So I was just saying, like, the changes have obviously affected the forwards the most. because it seems like if any forward scores, they're getting 9. But the other individual player that has changed the most is Mo, who used to cap out on like 24, 23,
But we've
21.
talked about that, though. It's a lot because he's changed the way he plays. He doesn't lose the ball. He doesn't dribble and lose the ball 8 times a game like he used to, He doesn't attempt that anymore.
Yeah. But also,
and he's been creating a lot of chances. Like he doesn't shoot as much also, I feel like. So it's like he's doing a lot of things that reward the bonus points for like the creators rather than just the ones that the wingers
but
that just shoot
also
every
the
time.
changes have to help him because it's just shots on target, it's fouls, creating whatever. So I mean, I get where he's coming from with the question, but Mo's still max bonesing all these games. So it's not much there.
I just feel for captain, because you're looking at like who's the actual best guy. I don't think that saying like, oh, because Isak's a forward and X other players a midfielder and forwards get more bonus points, like that's why I'm captaining him. I mean, maybe it's like a 2% thing that you consider, but you still just want to pick your best attacker against like the worst team, like same as always, type thing. But Leicester under Rude are very, very bad, very open, very
They're
bad.
So fucking bad. There's weirdly bad. Like this is the week that I should probably get Mo because there's no other fucking captain. There's no shout. Strand away.
New
Leicester.
Manager bouncing over to the King Power.
I mean, good God. I don't know. I mean, I'm like, hopefully he starts.
Yeah, no, Cap's definitely tough. I mean, Saka's going to be doubled up over there. He's probably going to, he's not going to do shit against us, I'm sure.
And Ipswich, Isak, away though.
But you don't have him.
No, I know, but I'm just talking.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's definitely, Isak's definitely an option for sure.
Yeah.
He's probably the second best option to Mo.
What do you think about Palmer? I mean, we haven't really talked about Everton in a while. I'm just absolutely farming points at Pickford, and everyone is just benching Mykolenko and not getting any points. And they 0-0 Arsenal. No one started him for sure. And Dyche is gonna Dyche, and he's doing all this stuff, but like their underlyings are still like pretty fucking bad. I mean, they're okay. The defensive numbers are okay, which is maybe that is where they should be. Like they're not going to be great ever, but they're okay for them is good. Like, I don't know. They still feel to me like any of these games could be 4-0, even after they just 0-0 Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like they're just capable of like a meltdown, breakdown. Like Mykolenko's falling on his ass. Brandt is whiffing challenges. Pickford's a maniac. Like Arsenal could have scored 2 in the first half, and that game could have ended up 5. And then what actually happened is they scored none in the first half and they got no chances in the second half. Yeah. It's like, I just don't know.
Yeah, it's a knife edge. I think you just kind of, you tip one way or the other. Either it's the 0-0 or it's, the 4-0 to at Man United two games before, right? It's like, either they concede an early goal and then they just don't fucking try anymore and they look on to the next game, or they don't and they just hold on for dear life and they somehow fucking escape. It's the same story as old as time itself with Dyche and the way he plays and really how Everton go. But I think because of that, it makes it really unpredictable, especially when they're at home. Like when they're away, I think those are the games I'm a lot more likely to anticipate. Like, oh yeah, this could be a crooked number. But at home, I feel like it's a lot more difficult at Goodison. So,
well, that was the surprising thing. Extra surprising thing was that Arsenal were home, and it was like, no one in their right mind thought a 0-0 was coming. And,
that was not predicted by anyone, and it wasn't. It should not have been based on. Well, the balance
Odegaard
of play.
had a couple chances, but I actually thought like I saw the XG and shit, but. I mean, I watched like the mini game of that, and Odegaard had 2 legitimately good chances in the first half. They didn't create another good chance the rest of the game.
They're bad at that. But I mean, 1-0 is like, that was a 1-0.
1-0 would have been fine, but I don't think 0-0 was like unfair. No, my God, Arsenal were knocking on the door the whole game. It's like
no. Not completely out of the balance of power on that, but I think still like. Based on the game, like 1-0 felt like a more appropriate
I think so.
reflection.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, I don't I'm basically at the point where at Everton is not a fixture I want to captain really ever.
Yeah,
like, just because they're capable of throwing in that clean sheet, all hands on deck against anybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just I just throw that one out usually.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Any other games you want to jump to, or just finish off with some questions here, maybe?
Yeah, we could do questions. I'm trying to think.
Turkey, and we'll talk about our teams.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I wanted to touch on that we haven't already, but I think we're doing
Russell
pretty
Martin's
good.
sacked, Gary O'Neill's sacked. We haven't talked about that, but we don't fucking know anything yet. I mean, all that's changed as far as I go with those two sackings is that Leicester's now the best fixture to cap against, and Ipswich is now the second best fixture to cap against until further notice. Wolves and Southampton might be right back in there, but right now, those are the top two for me because we know how they're going to play.
Yeah, I still don't agree on it with Ipswich. I think Ipswich are pretty decent, but yeah, Leicester, I think are very exploitable.
Yeah, they're clearly the worst. But I mean, listen, Ipswich are still never ever going to clean. You know,
they're never ever going to clean, but they also have not gotten like really battered. You know, I mean, they just keep games tight and they play well, and they are compact in the areas of the pitch that they need to be compact in, and they just don't give up that much. I
like them, but they concede 4. They've conceded 4 3 times away.
But it's been a while. I mean, look at their last results. They've conceded 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the last 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, they're mostly bad teams who are really bad at scoring.
Dude, come on. I mean, it's like Spurs, Man United, NFO, Palace, Bournemouth.
Spurs are the only above-average attack in all of these teams.
But how many above-average attacks are there in the league? There's like 3.
There's 10. Average is the middle of the table.
10?
10?
To me in the league, though, there are like 3 good attacks. Like everyone else is kind of like, yeah, whatever.
I look at like Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea. That's their next 3. You know, Brighton are soon, City are soon, Liverpool are soon. They're going to concede a fucking shit ton of goals in those.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, Leicester, Giannis said, as an Emmy owner, I'm looking for a new keeper. Is Leno the best option there, or who? Raya and Allison are too expensive.
I mean, look,
how can you own Emmy, dude?
That's something else. But I cannot. If there's one thing that I am absolutely dead certain about, Fabianski is the best
keeper in the game.
Fabianski is the best pick in the game.
Pickford's way better than Fabianski, but Fabianski's better than all the other 4 or 5.
He's way not better than Fabianski.
He's way better than Fabianski.
It's just not worth a mill. Like, I don't believe that to be true.
I think it's worth a mill.
I don't at all. The cheapest goalkeeper is the best goalkeeper. I mean, look, he was the cunt hair away from Unal's banger in stoppage time from getting fucking 11.
The luckiest clean of his life. Yeah.
Yeah, but lucky cleans, unlucky cleans, all these teams are fucked. He's $4 million. Like, I don't need to know anything else. He's not like Dan Ward, where it's like, no, it doesn't matter. He could cost $2 million. He's not going to be on my team. They don't get points. It doesn't matter. Like, just get the cheapest guy. Like,
I don't know. I would still put. I would rather have a guy. I still don't like him. I'm still, Lopetegui sack watch. I'm still Areola could get a game at any time. Sells is good. Pickford's good. I don't think I would get anyone else. There's no one else I would want.
Fabianski, easy by a mile with a bullet.
Flap.
Yeah. Or well, he's 4-1 now. He went up because people know.
Now it's not him, right?
No, now it's Dan Ward.
Now it's Ward. Wardperson came in. Holy shit!
That was the best. There were so many best moments. He came in and they conceded 3 goals in like 5 minutes.
14
just like
minutes,
immediately 5-hole goal.
Yeah.
Fucking can't claim the area goal. Like
Bruno
just goal,
G,
goal.
Tapping. It
was so wild. Fucking funny.
Wild. Dino, who do we target from Fulham outside of Chelsea in 2 weeks? They have a great run. So we kind of mentioned Jim, Muniz cannibalizing each other. I mean, you mentioned Jedi when we were talking about cheap defenders. Is there no one?
I'm actually a little bit interested on a little post-hype death row because
he'll start in the easy games.
The at Chelsea game's a little tough because it looks like Milv is just too smart for his own good to be like caving to a transfer fee to dictate minutes, which most other managers would be doing.
Every other manager in the league for the most part.
Yeah, read mostly all the other managers. But
other than the Chelsea game, that's it though.
Yeah, you're looking at home Southampton, home Bournemouth, home Ipswich, at Western, at Leicester, home Man United.
It's a great shout. I love this.
It's a good run. It's a good run.
Really
it's 5-5. It's 5-5. If you can afford to hide him for Chelsea, or maybe he does start that game and he just doesn't do anything like he usually does when they play a competent team. But he does have an eye for goal, and he pops up. He's only got 3 this year. It's not like he's fucking ripping up trees.
To be fair, the Chelsea game is also the midweek Boxing Day game. Perfect game for him to not start.
Sure.
Give him a rest. He plays a Southampton a week later. He's home Bournemouth. Perfect.
Sure.
Because you also still got to keep him fit.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, I really love that shout. Really, really good. Because his overall season underlyings are still okay. Not good, but not terrible.
Let's not get carried away here.
What?
They're bad.
They're not that bad for him. But Alon,
what about for just an FPL pick?
Well, I'm talking about him, a 5-5 FPL pick on Fulham. Yeah. That's the type of player that we're looking at. He has been really bad and quiet lately, and there were humongous underdogs in all 4 of their last 4, and he didn't get a single shot off because he's doing all this deep mid work in all of those games. I don't know what happened in the Wolves game. I don't know how the fuck this team lost to Wolves. I have no idea. That aside,
that was a weird game.
Really, really fucking weird game. Pre this run, 2 shots a game, decent XG, does the one moment kind of thing, kind of his thing. I like that shot a lot. I actually do. 5-5. Worth a look. No one else though, right?
No, I mean you're okay to have a defender. You pick any fucking guy.
Bassey's 4-5.
Yeah, I mean I think he's terrible, but he plays.
But he starts every game.
Yeah, I mean I would definitely have preferred Tete, but we don't know what's going to go on with him with the knock. He got subbing off injured, but I mean Anderson's just fucking me so badly with this bullshit.
Not good for you.
No, it's not. I need him back so badly, but I'm not expecting that to occur.
Sadly, that's it. Yeah, there's no one else. No one else there. Sheva said, Leno. Sheva said, what are your thoughts on Palace going in the second half of the season? Seems like Sarr's emergence helped unlock the attack again. Could Mateta have a second half of the season similar to Chris Wood? We talked about Sarr already. We talked about Munoz already. We talked about how bad Mateta's been and how bad Eze's been. Anything else? Hendo's probably overlooked as, in the list of keepers that I just gave because their defense has just been good now. Yeah.
Hendo's 4-4. Look, again, it's back to just save every point when you can for me with goalkeeper. You're throwing shit at the wall and they're all so negligibly similar and different and, the same. And I don't care. So, Henderson's fine at 4-4, but...
Yeah, we started with Hendo for a reason, right? And the reason is what they look like now, not what they looked like in Game Week 1. And we were just too early.
To be fair, it's not even now. It's what we've been looking like for 3 months. Our defense has been really good for a really long time. It just started off really badly. Maybe 2 months or so, but it's really hard to project in the future because... it's been such a basket case year with so many injuries to such important players. The balance and who excels is so dependent on who else is playing. It's a very strange thing with our team. It's not it doesn't matter who's playing in the 2 holding spots. The right wing is going to do the same thing every time or something. It hasn't been like that. And, if Lermo's playing, we do a certain thing. If Decore's playing, we do a certain thing. If Hughes is playing, we do a certain thing. If Wharton's playing, we do another certain thing. And, who's carrying who's water and, who's making charges up the field. But
and Eze too. Eze Like, it's so much easier if you have that focal point. He's 90 every week, always get the ball to Eze, and he's been fucking off the boil.
Yeah, he's been awful. But I think the biggest thing that, like, in terms of Mateta, I don't know if I'll try and articulate this the way I'm imagining it in my head, but when we play with Hughes, he's good at ticking over, but he can't move. So we don't push up really at all. And so we're left attacking with 3.5 players maybe. And it's usually Munoz is like the half player attacking. And the other 3, and sometimes it's not even 3, sometimes it's 2, it's not even Eze. It's really just Sarr and Mateta. So there's so much emphasis on Mateta being able to vacuum the ball, keep it, and then allow the on-runners, and he just hasn't been able to do that. And we haven't been able, like when we play with Wharton instead of Hughes, we can move the fucking form, we can move up and down like all 10 players because he can actually run. Like, again, Hughes can't run. So when we don't play with Wharton, we're just so much more counterattacking. And when we're doing that, we just don't create as much. Like, it just doesn't look as good. And we're so much more dependent on the other team making mistakes and winning those battles and having a few of those moments, but we're not like creating chances. So it's just tough to determine, like, what are we going to look like in a month or in 2 months, or like it's just so dependent on who's fit and who's playing in the system.
And like, to that point, I mean, Mateta's been really bad last few games or whatever, maybe more than that, but he is on the counters, and like we saw that recent Ipswich goal, and he was a literal 0 out of 10 that game. And then one pass, he did this fucking magical dribble, like taking it from his back foot to his front foot and then chipping the keeper. And it was like, holy shit, Mateta can just do that because, there's so much space on these counters, but it's hard to rely on that. He has to basically beat 2 guys if he's ever going to score a goal, because it's 2v3 or 2v4 with him and Sarr, right, on the counter. So
yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's hard to bet on that.
Yeah, we just can't push enough guys forward, and it's all in midfield. Like, it's all because we're playing with Hughes, and it sucks.
Yeah. Interesting.
We have more control. I mean, from a defensive standpoint, that it helps the defense a lot because we don't take any chances and risks. If we do, we'll just concede 5 every game.
Yeah, there's always 5 guys back.
Yeah.
Oh, I also did want to shout Mitchell. I mean, I know you hate his crossing, but like, it's kind of a carryover from last year where it was like out of nowhere he's starting to get assists and his crosses are starting to connect. And I feel like he's just picking up where he left off. I mean, his crosses are just like good. They often end up on someone's head, and
I've been saying that.
And like game week 1, I think some teams, you might have even done this. I can't remember. Went double barrel Mitchell Munoz because it was like,
I did.
This is a top 10 defense.
Yeah, I did.
These are really attacking wingbacks. I think that's fucking viable. So yeah, Mitchell.
Let me check. I'm pretty sure I did that.
That sounds familiar, so I feel like you did, but I can't remember.
No, I didn't. I fucked it. Oh, no, I did. I benched Mitchell game week 1. Oh, no, I didn't bench anyone. I bench boosted. Yeah, I did.
So you started him.
Yeah.
Good. Big Daddy with an interesting question. He said, do you see a change in formation coming? I've been 3-4-3 for months, but with budget guys like Ahmad and Enzo performing better than cheap strikers, I'm considering pumping extra money into midfield to afford a Jota and Gordon. 3-5-2. I think it's viable.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a little bit flavor of the month because, again, 6 weeks ago, that would have been the most insane thing you could even ask because everyone's bringing in, double or triple cheap forwards alongside a really expensive midfield. But right now, certainly your team would look better on paper if you sent your Rate My Team in and it was, 5 midfielders instead of 3 forwards. But where will that be 6 weeks from now? I'm not really sure. So,
yeah. Yeah, and you're also a little bit hard pressed because unless if you can afford yourself to have the 5-5 player as your third forward, you're down a man. You just have a non-player, so you have to have at least a good defender or 2 on the bench to shield versus having.
Which is always the problem with the 3-5-2, right? It's like you have to pay extra to have someone who plays any minutes ever. Does that matter? I mean, maybe not. Maybe that won't matter, but sometimes it seems like it does.
We are entering the busy period, so it could, but
We're entering
that's
and
the other-
we're exiting the busy period at the same time.
I mean, we also might just season on season put way too much emphasis on that because it's like...
Well, last season, that was our big takeaway, though. I mean, it might just be a fucking random, unpredictable thing. I think might be the answer. Yeah, because last year we both had, and I think I looked at Jack's team, all had like 14 auto subs or something, like more than a third of the season or something close to that. And this year, I've barely had any.
Yeah, I barely have.
I don't even have a fucking playing Greaves. And
that's why. Yeah, that's why we don't have auto subs because we have 3 non-playing bench players. So we can't get them.
Sometimes and games are getting canceled because it's fucking windy.
It's snowing.
So I don't get an auto sub.
It's windy and raining.
It's windy. I mean,
the amount of weeks I've had not having 11 is very high. So I don't know how that goes with the auto subs, but
I don't know what to make of that.
But it's also like the players you get on the bench or the cheap cuts, like they have fucking 1 or 2 points. Like, who gives a shit? You get 1 or 2 points. You get 0, 1 or 2. It's like, I don't care. Like, is that really change? Is that doing anything? Like, I don't know.
It's just not something that like good quote unquote managers focus on at all. And me and you fucking go nuts
Obsessed
over because it's the
like
most important thing. I have to nail this spot or my team is actually fucked.
It's garbage. The whole thing's
garbage. It's garbage. I mean, I remember shouting like, I think like a 5-5 promoted team striker is the perfect 8th attacker because they'll just randomly get pens and they'll just score. And the answer was like Vardy, I guess, if you wanted to put an extra million there. But there's another world where you get one of, 6 teams who don't have a pen all season, and you're just like,
you get Adam Armstrong.
This is great. Adam Armstrong, Delap. Fucking Delap's good. But,
Delap's
whatever
great.
it is.
Don't talk about Delap in a negative tone.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it for me. That's all the questions.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I
Feels
know.
bad, man.
I know, but it'll feel good again.
When?
The next time we get points.
When's that? When's Fuckle back? That's what I need. I need captaining Elise. That's the only thing I'm good at.
That's the only thing that brings you joy, right?
Yeah, can I captain Elise in this game instead of Fuckle?
I mean, Sar is only 5'7", and he's your Elise replacement. You could just cap him every week.
Yeah, he's 1/6 the player.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what I'm doing with my team, man.
I feel the same way, but we'll talk about that on Thursday pod.
All right.
2 new asses to slap: Michael Brown and Sarsaparilla. Get in there, slap the ass.
I can't believe I ripped my team up to get rid of Bruno to get Saka in, and it's just like it's like a minus.
It's a
25.
negative 20. Yeah,
something like that.
It's a really fun game.
It is fucking really fun.
It's a fucking fun game.
Fucking fun, dude. It's fun. This is fun.
All right, bro. Any last words?
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Check us out. If not, they'll come follow some sure. If not, feel sports page.com/subscribe.